beautiful people, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to my little corner of the interwebs. For today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys my review of the brand new Blend Bunny Longing Palette. Y'all, I was longing for this the minute I saw like the color story reveal. And it took a little while for it to get here, so sorry this video is up late, but it's here, she's here, and she is here in all of her glory. So for today's video, I'm gonna do what I typically do. You're gonna get some product details, swatches, I'm giving you guys 3 looks, and then I'll come back at the end to wrap things up with my overarching thoughts. So this is the Longing palette. I did take it out of the box, which is pretty similar, except it does have images of the shades on the back. So you have a really nice, simple packaging. It is a slightly textured, as in like these little glitter things here, you can actually feel it. On the back, you will see the ingredients for the shadows. The interesting to note is that they call this an eye and face palette, which to me means, again, these are probably pressed pigments in here, so some of this could be potentially irritating to the skin if you have sensitivities. In terms of other product details, this has a net weight of 26 grams. It is vegan, cruelty-free, has a 12-month shelf life, and is made in China. And in total, you're going to get 24 shades with this palette. So on the website, it is described as a cool-toned dream palette curated for the hopeless, tragic, romantic inside all of us. Cool browns, muted sages, steel blues, and icy lavenders, sure to create heartbreaking, beautiful looks. Duochromes, multichromes, and extra sparkly shades complement each row like a dream. And finally, this palette retails for $42, but you can always use a discount code. A lot of creators have affiliate codes. I have an affiliate code. It's just Jamila, and it'll save you 10% off of your purchase. Okay, now that you've seen the palette and the swatches, let's go ahead and dive into the demos, and then I'll come back at the end to show you guys share with you guys my overarching thoughts. Okay, so here we have the Longing palette in pristine condition, you guys. And honestly, my eyes were immediately drawn to this row and to this row. Also, this one is kind of cute. But you know what? Let's go with this little purple one, which has let's do that one. Although this one, you guys, this one, we'll do this one tomorrow. So let's go ahead, start off with the lightest color. This is called Twist of Faith, and Fate, and we're gonna put that in the crease as the transition shade.
Kind of something like that Shakespeare would have wrote it, yeah.
So that is applying and blending out the same way we know Blend Bunny mattes to apply and blend. And even though this is light, it does not show up ashy. So thank God. Although, did we really expect ashiness from Blend Bunny? I'm trying to be quick because my microphone battery's about to die. This might be a little bit messy because I haven't worn makeup all week, so kind of getting back into the swing of things. And we're just going to go down the column. Next up, we're going to go into, I think this is called Pleasing and Pleading. Using that same brush, we're going to put that underneath, building up depth, you guys.
I need someone who's gonna love me through my good, bad, and ugly more than I do. I want a life story.
I am slowly running out of brushes, not even slowly. Then we're gonna go down one row again. This is the darkest purple in the palette. It's called Take Me Back. Picking that up with my Ruffler number 15. And yep, we're just gonna plop that into the crease. And just get a nice deep outer V.
I want my Romeo. Yeah, I want something classic, but all these boys are tragic. Romeo.
Okay, now that we kind of have the basis for the mattes, this is going to be a very simple look, you guys. We're going to go into the shimmer, which, ooh, this is my first time touching these, and wow, that felt nice. It's giving all done up, but with a little bit more creaminess, so it's not as dry. Oh, okay. That is nice. So this is Love Letters, and oh, it's beautiful. It doesn't have a ton of base to it, I'll admit that, because you can kind of like see my finger peeking through it. But it looks like it's building really well, so it doesn't look like it's too light or too, you know, transparent, and it doesn't have too much of a base. Oh yeah, that's going on really, really nicely. You're not even seeing my lid peeking through, so I guess it just looks like it doesn't have too much of a base on my finger, but on the eyes, it's giving opaque. Okay, you guys see the vision. Let me go clean things up, blend everything together, and then I'll come back and show you guys the final look one.
Romeo, I want my Romeo. Yeah, I want something classic, but all these boys are tragic. Romeo.
Okay, so this is the final look number one, and you saw I added a little razzle dazzle as I normally do. So what I did is I went in with all that's left. It's like a silvery shade, and what I did is I ran that over the top here, but I also went ahead and kind of put it underneath the wing. I don't think I like it there. I probably should have gone above it, but I just wanted to see what it would look like, so stuck it underneath the wing on either side just to give a little bit of extra oomph to this look. So this is look number one, y'all. The shimmers in this palette, this might be the best shimmer formula Blend Bunny has ever done yet. So let's go ahead, dive into one, maybe two more looks, and then I'll come back and give you guys my final thoughts. Okay, let's get started with look number two. I'm going into the row that I am most excited about, which is this one right here. Like, oh, it's so pretty. Okay, so starting with the shade Misty Eyed. We're gonna put that in the crease as a transition shade.
Romeo, yeah, I want something classic, but all these boys are tragic. Romeo, Romeo, Romeo.
Next, we're going down to Bottled Up. And we're gonna put that right underneath that first shade, which is Building Depth.
Where art thou, Romeo, Romeo?
And yes, I have like 0 clean brushes at this point.
Yeah, I want something classic, but all these boys are tragic. Romeo.
And then taking the last matte shade in this column, that's Forlorn, we are going to plop that into the outer V, get some depth going.
I get my hopes up every time, and I don't wanna be let down each road to find.
And now for the shimmer. Oh, this is When It Rains. Y'all, this, oh, I already know this is gonna be my favorite shade in this whole palette. Just, oh my god, it's so beautiful.
Try to forget that you went on with someone else instead.
Can I just say the texture of the shimmer formula in here is real nice. It's giving luxury. I'm trying to put my finger on what it reminds me of.
I wish I could turn you back into someone I never had. You were different from the rest, 'cause you didn't hide imperfections from the edge.
Okay, this is the look. Let me go ahead, clean everything up, and I'll come back and show you guys the final look.
Half as much as I want to, you're right time. Yeah, I'm looking back at the past and I feel regret. So I wanna walk on the block, say where we met. Try to forget that you went on with someone.
Okay, so this is the final look number 2. One thing I do want to flag is that I went in with the shade If Only. It's that green shade here. So this is what's over the main lid, but I did take some of that and I put that into the inner part of the waterline here just to add a little bit something different. Really like it. I will say from playing in this palette, it is on the green side. Now that I, you know, look at it a little bit more, there is a lot of really nice greens in there. So it's definitely a more green palette than anything else. But I'm really loving the way this look came out. It's a very simple look, as you guys have seen. Didn't do too much of anything, but it's doing a lot. It's doing a lot. Okay, let me go ahead and dive into at least one more look, and then I'll come back and give you guys my final thoughts. Okay, let's go with the third look. I'm gonna start off with Star-Crossed as the transition shade for this look. So taking Star-Crossed and plopping it into the crease.
Every time when my heart's getting so attached, when I know that we're gonna crash, now I wish I could take it back into someone I never had.
Next up, we're gonna take Bittersweet and put that right underneath that first shade. You know the drill. Let's just start deepening things up. And then going down 1 to Unrequited. It's a deeper shade in this column. And we're gonna put that into the outer V.
I get my hopes up every time, and I don't wanna be let down, neutral to find. I just wish I'd seen the price tag for my heart breaking. Was it worth all that waiting when I always knew just how I felt? Yeah.
And then I actually want to go into Remember. It's like stupid bright silver. Oh my god, that is pretty. And I'm gonna put that right into this inner part here. Oh, like it's so silver, it's almost blue. That's dope. Okay, you know the drill, you see the vision. Let me go clean this up and I'll come back, show you guys a final look and give you guys my final thoughts.
As I want to, you're right. Yeah, I'm looking back at the past and I feel regret. Don't wanna walk on the block, say you're with me. Try to forget that you went on with someone else instead.
Okay, so this is the third and final look with the new Blend Bunny Longing palette. And guys, I actually really like this one. So let's get into it, okay? Now, per usual, we get the standard good Blend Bunny mattes. Like, honestly, this is the same formula. You don't have to worry about it. It's gonna blend like a dream. It's gonna build like a dream. One thing that I was like very excited about, but didn't quite pay attention to until I started using it, is that when you look at the light mattes in this palette, and you know, it's not in the typical layout, but if you really focus on the light mattes for each column, you realize that they're almost mid-tone, which is great because it means that every single one of these mattes is going to show really well on my skin tone. It's not going to be ashy. I haven't watched any reviews, so I don't know how this works on lighter complexions, if it does pull a little too deep on them, but the transition shades in this palette, amazing for deeper skin tones. Not ashy, and it's like the perfect transition shade. And also love the way that they go super deep on the mattes. I think it's so important for brands to give us depth in multiple colors. Like, oftentimes it just doesn't go deep enough, but you know, Blend Bunny will always give us a gradient. So for every single column, you get like a nice, really deep, rich shade. You'll see from the looks that I did that for the most part, I kind of stuck by column. So one day I do want to kind of like play outside the box and mix and match a little bit more instead of just sticking to the columns. But for sort of the demo, it was just kind of easier. My brain was like not ready to think of anything creative, so it was like, we're going down the column. So that's that. Let us talk about the shimmers though. This is probably the best shimmer formula Blend Bunny has ever done. Now, when it comes to Blend Bunny, if you've been buying a lot of their palettes, first of all, they're super matte heavy, so we don't get a lot of shimmers. But when you do look at the shimmers, I have found that every single palette, it kind of varies a little bit. And the brand itself has said that they have been trying to find the right shimmer formula for them. This one, I think it is. Like, let's just stop here. Maggie, don't go no further, girl. This is it. This is the one. The best shimmers that I had seen before this palette was the one in All Done Up. Those were superb. They were the most finely milled but super sparkly shimmers. I think the one downside to that one is that they were not extremely, but they leaned more dry. So with that, I feel like you had to have like a really nice tacky base for it to stick onto. Otherwise, you kind of got glitter all over your face. They weren't glitter, but you know, shimmer. You kind of got shimmer all over your face. This one does have that sort of finely milled, super sparkly look to it, but it's like they added just a teensy-binsy bit more creaminess to it so that it has a little bit more tack and a little bit more hold. That being said, this I would still consider a dry shimmer formula, but it's not so dry that it is going to like completely fall off the lids, because I do think that there's more to hold it together so that it sticks onto the lids really well. I really love this shimmer formula, and I hope that this is the shimmer formula that they go forward with. Hey friends, editing me. One con that I did want to point out with the shimmers is that there are two silver shades that are practically identical, so I wish they would have swapped one out for a different color. Now, the last thing that I want to point out with this palette is that the more I use this, the more I realize that it's very, very heavy on the green. I don't know why I thought it was more, I don't want to say versatile, but I feel like I thought that I was getting more colors. But then when I really started putting it on the eyes, I'm like, oh, there's a lot of greens in this one. So for example, we have the kind of army green row here, which is what I'm wearing on my eyes. This one is a little bit more tealish green. And then we have like almost like a deeper teal. So these two rows are actually quite similar in terms of the matte composition. So I feel like we have three columns, sorry, not rows, three columns that are very, very green. Then we have like a brown column, a gray column, and a blue column. So it does lean heavy on the green in my opinion, but I don't mind it. I think it's a very beautiful palette and I love green. I would still classify this as spicy neutrals. So I think that this is just stunning, and I love that this kind of blue column here, which is, I'm assuming it's a duochrome. I don't know if they say it outright, but this is very, very special, and it does add that little pop of color that I think you can really, really amp up every look. Okay, so final thoughts. I love this palette. I think that this is absolutely amazing. I would have purchased this with my own money because I really do like the color story. I think it's a really great palette also now for the summertime, because even though I love warm shades and cool tones aren't my natural go-to, I think that this is an extremely wearable palette, which is what I tend to go for, particularly in the summertime when I'm trying to be outside and I'm not trying to do too much. So this is one that I absolutely would have picked up. I just think that this is so beautiful, and this is such an exciting release for the brand. Couldn't recommend this more. If you are planning to pick it up, it is available now. You can use my discount code Jamila. It will save you 10% on your purchase, and I will get a small commission, which goes into supporting the channel. But honestly, no fuss, no muss. Plus, there are other creators that have codes as well. So just use a code so you save money. It doesn't have to be mine, but please don't pay full price. Y'all know we don't do that over on this channel, okay? So that's it from me, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing my demo of the Longing palette, hearing my thoughts on how it applies, how it, oh, I didn't tell you guys how it wears. Just really quickly, it wears really well. This is going to last you all day, but that's standard Blend Bunny MO. So it lasts well, it wears well, all that fun jazz. So go ahead and hit that like button. Let me know down in the comments below if you picked this up, if you're planning to pick this up. And if you have any questions about the palette, or if you'd like to see me do more looks with it, leave all of that in the comments. As always, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you so much more than you know. And I'll catch you in my next one. Bye, guys.